Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Quick price analysis video on the reserve rights today. The price, we've come down into this level of support, which I did mention on my previous video. I said, look, we're coming down here. I think if we're looking to buy, this is going to be a solid level. And I'm not going to change my opinion on that. Even though the market is continuing to bleed, we are due a bounce at some stage. I don't think historically Bitcoin's ever gone 6 weeks in a row with red candles. So you would expect to be some type of relief soon, whether that's this week or next week. Just seeing that a $1 billion amount has been printed over at the Tether factory, so who knows, we could have a little bit of relief coming in, but it might be Fed just printing it off to short everything as usual. So yeah, things aren't looking the best, but whenever prices are down here, sentiment is here like horrific. People don't want to buy. People always want to buy up here, but they don't want to buy down here, and it's hard to swing your emotions to the other side thinking, right, it's down at these prices. I think these could be investment opportunities of the future. And I think that's exactly what it is. I think now, considering that this project is still working, I think mainnet is around 85% complete now. There's been quite a lot of FUD bit towards this, but for me, I think it's a project that you should be buying. I think now we are into a clear level of support, which I've highlighted in the past here. There was a major area where we did use before we pushed up to create all-time highs, and I don't think this is any different. Obviously we can go lower. We have got some other support regions down at this level here. If you look at that region, you could say it's an area where there was major resistance in the past, and you're talking coming up to, well, it is 2 years ago. And that is an area which you could consider. That's around 0.005, so that's half of a penny, which is crazy to think that the asset is down here, but currently sat at 0.007. So I'm a buyer at this level. If it goes lower, shit happens. But I think personally that buying reserve rights at this price could be a bit of a game changer in the future. So I'm looking to buy, and I think once I finish this video, I'm gonna deploy a little bit of stable assets into reserve rights. You don't have to throw much in at these levels. You could talk $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever you can afford, or whatever you think is a good investment. Buying assets at that price is considering where it's been, and considering that the project is still building, and the footprint they're starting to get over in South America. I just think it is an incredible buy. We could be looking back at these price levels in 2-3 years time thinking, wow, I had that opportunity to buy at these levels and I didn't take it. Like I say, it's the emotional part. You're scared, really, aren't you? You're scared to deploy money and lose it all, basically, and it's not going to happen. The prices obviously can go further down, but for me, like I said plenty of times, I think it's a great opportunity, and I am a buyer at these levels. And once I finish this video, I'm going to go out and I'll probably, I don't know, set a couple of buy orders, but maybe ladder a few in from 0.007 all the way down to 0.005. I think that's decent areas where you should be looking to pick it up. If we do get any sort of relief bounce soon, then really what we need to do is reclaim this area around here. As you can see, we've had quite a few wicks of support around that area, and I think that is an area that the price needs to get back above to see any type of bullish price action. That is currently a significant amount, though. If you look at this in terms of price level from, let's say, here to there, you're talking another 50%, and that would take us back up to north of 1 cent. But that is an area we really need to reclaim. It's not looking good at all, is it? But we will definitely reclaim something. As you can see as well, I'm on my weekly time frame here. If you go down to a lower time frames, it just looks bad, doesn't it? You can't really do anything with that price action. It's just continuing to sell off, and every time we get a little bit of a relief, bang, struck back down. We actually had a decent rise on the 5th of May. You're talking, was that last Friday, potentially, maybe Thursday, but then we just sold off. It's been a shit weekend for crypto. And it is what it is. You just got to take it for what it is. So that's the buy zones I've mentioned down here. I think if you're looking to sell to take some profit, then I would definitely be using this region here, about 1.1 cent. Like I say, from current prices, it's a decent amount. You're talking a 50% move. So that could be, if you're potentially looking for a bit of a swing trade, you could identify that area and use that as an area to take profit, because it's a given. Whenever we come up to any type of levels of resistance with a state risk market, there's going to be a significant profit taken. So that is an area I would be looking for a swing trade from current prices, actually, potentially market buy, or maybe on this level of support at 0.0075. And let's see if we can just get a push up to this level of resistance, and I think it could be a nice swing. Maybe if you're looking to get into reserve rights, it could be a good accumulation point. So buy a pot here, sell here, wait for a rejection, and then hopefully ride it back up once the market just starts swinging up. Whether that's tomorrow or whether that's in a few months' time, we will get that swing up at some stage. In terms of any other indicators that we can analyse, there's not much that you can say. I mean, we have got the moving averages, which I tend to use quite often, so I use the 50 and the 20, but we've had that bearish cross. I mean, we had quite a bit of relief there, didn't we, back towards the beginning of April, and then the price is rejected, and we've come down to these historic levels of support. So we've had that bearish cross now. For any type of bullish price action, the price really needs to regain back above this 20. And I think if the price did get back above that 20 into this level of resistance, we can then go on and target that moving average 50, but it's a way off yet. That is a significant amount of time off, and we just got to play it for these levels down here. So we've mentioned some levels to buy, some levels to sell. There's not much more we can do other than just monitor the price of Bitcoin, which is currently 33k. I will monitor this level for a while, actually, on my weekly time frame. I said, look, we need to stay above this level, and it's actually lost that level now. We had a few closures. The only thing I could suspect that's going to happen here is that this is going to be a deviation, and we'll reclaim this trend line up here. So we need to, by the end of this week, get back above 35,500. If we get a closure above 35,500 by next Sunday, then I think it may be a potential good sign, and that could have just been a deviation. But for now, we have lost this level, and you can't get away from the fact that it is a time to short the market, and you would be shorting it down to this region where most people want. If you look on Twitter now, every man and his dog is talking about 28 and 29k. It's a level which is obvious. If it's too obvious in crypto, it doesn't usually happen. So there's a couple of options what could happen. It could nuke right through and down to these regions down here at 19, 20k, which is historically a major level of support. Or what we could do is just move straight back up and not give anybody those buys that we're wanting, because you would expect most people are shorting here, and most people are looking for that 28k region. If we did come down to 28k, you're going to get those orders filled on RSR down at that bottom level, which I mentioned down here. If we pop up, you're not going to see that level, and I think this will be that area of support where everybody wishes they did buy. We'll just take a quick look at the BTC pairing, which, I mean, we've lost that level of support that I mentioned in my previous video, didn't I? Say, look, the price needs to stay above this level, or we're coming down, and we're coming down to these regions down here. If you're looking for buys, aim for the very, very bottom. 18 Satoshis. That's unbelievable to say we're talking about this, but that's a market we've been given. So if you're looking for buys, look down at that 18 Satoshi region. We're currently at 23, so it's not a million miles away. If you got some Bitcoin profits, throw them into some cheap ass altcoins. But for any type of bullish price action, we need to get back above this level of support at 30 sats. I think if we get back above 30 sats, it'll be above this area where we did form that base before we pushed up. So key area 30 sats and 18 satoshis in terms of a Bitcoin pairing. But that's it for today. Just some quick thoughts on reserve rights. Plenty of videos coming this week, so if you want me to cover any assets, comment below and I will try to get to them.